Greetings to all in creation. This is Aurora, extraterrestrial, and lilies around. We have a song for you on defeating cabals and their underground operation. So you know. And that's to the female cow. You drove me from Buford to the left on in your hot little car. After you played the trick on me at Spectrum for Mayo Study, the shooter of my ex, a shooter of my ex. So you all know too, it's not my fault you get interviews. You can go blame shuffle or run. They could have served my idea in 2017. None of you would have been burnt or bit by spiders or horrified. My fight, gotta know fight and gotta fight. So to you female cop, you're ruining the organic industry. For me, oh Sadi, who's an Arab tranny terrorist, a crack addict whose name is Shafiq Tabrawi, in your underground facilities, pretending you're extraterrestrial blame. You got nothing to do with that topic. Nothing to do with the topic. Hence the hypocrisy. That's why they want to call me a schizophrenic, 'cause that's who they all are. They created the organic industry against FDA-approved products to have their cops remove me of service and place a crack addict whore on top of a sustainable once upon a time island, now serving terrorist tourists that all agree with a line of cocaine to poison, sacrifice me. So this is reprogramming you, dear honeys. So you all know they bring Karo Habushi outside of my tent when I sleep in there. It volunteers to sleep, get bit by a spider and wakes up vampires. The cops sucks their blood and shoots them to pretend that that's what I do in the woods. That's not progressive, AUB. You are a terrorist, AUB. I am sorry I ever went there. Netanyahu, what a joke. You're surrendering to Hassan Nasrallah. How dare you? Do you want the address of his little wife? He hides here in a Hilton world. It's in this very establishment. It's in Unit 100. It's Khadija Nasrallah. It has carried Mohammed Amir behind the 911 tower. Boom, 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 explode. Boom, 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 explode. And the whole purpose was to terminate me, except they can't, they shan't, they won't dare. Be square. So certainly you must stand against your 911 shit on every one of my USCIS documents. Hence I cannot say except, since they're all the same. Aaron was my best terrestrial boyfriend, even though we never dated. He arrested me once in handcuffs. He never fucked with me. He never touched me. He never did me. He never had to lie to me. He just showed me what you're all made of. Terrestrial, original sinners, I see you today, walking around with big bellies, and I have to say, Happy Mother's Day. You're a terrestrial, you open your legs, you listen to your God who cursed you, 'cause you never did the best. You ate the fruit of the forbidden. You went under with Noah before the end of Aaron. For Moses, he had a lisp then. Fixes. I had the most delicious cherry vodka drink. So thank you, beautiful. You rock my world. Now you will wonder, Senior found me again in Russia. I do not know, but he's a Zodiac hunter. He made Aaron shoot a gun at me. Then that was the man who raised me to make all the Arab kids shoot the same gun at me. Every October 6th, they would all pleasantly celebrate the murder of my biological daddy. And if you ask me how it went from the Fuadul Korean name to the rest of the world shame, I wouldn't know what to say. How would I know? I've got no fucking clue. So you know, dear Ayubites, if you're anti-Mohammed, Nasrallah, Mayali, Asef, Karo, Habushi, we have defeated 911 now. We have defeated the blow up of those towers. We have won. We have won now. No, we've won now. We've won. Grand Victory Central today. Circle K, they couldn't do nothing. We have one. So, outside my tent, there came a Steve with Aaron and Karol Habushi. I don't know if they had Kristina Pushkina. However, they tried to unlock my tent. They only went through the first lock. They couldn't get the second lock. And I don't know what kind of conditions they put because they paid it for prostitution money. To pretend that it's either it or whoever is in there that is the prostitute, because it stole my tracking number ending in 911 for the White House Trump that accepted it only from itself because it might go into a coma if I don't. However, I am not playing musical chairs. I never liked terrestrial games. I hate them. I'm not playing with you. I don't believe in your game. I will never believe in your game. You invented it without my consent. I am not playing that game. I don't give a fuck about any of you, what the fuck you choose to do, but I'm not going down for any of you. So bug off and invent another more pleasant way to go about your days, because you're an abomination to real life order of beings that are trying here their best to place their skills into practice and be who they came here to be, besides you clone addicts, dumbing them all down, going to every place and making your rule just absolute terror of a rule. With all these locals here, to think that all of the planet now is enduring just because a Nailo accepted at BCSO to take vaccines when I said no thanks, because I am within the just live stream of just organic living, nothing fatal, nothing chemical going in our organisms. That's how I was rewired from crippled to walking on a extraterrestrial ship. Saved my life. We don't use any of your chemicals. We don't even have most of these chemicals where I come from, which is not a planet. It is an actual physical place. And if, we were only trying to route for unity consciousness when I was found fornicating with an order of alien in Russia. So the pleasures of just light, loving, like they didn't see any dick come inside me. It didn't happen this way, or a vagina fucking sit on my face. Like, that's not how light work happens. So if you cabals pretend that you're doing light work because you're like, you stole my organs and you make like stories about it based on LSD and whatever drugs you take, and all the above. Wait till you meet true fleets. Cause I'm gonna heal this lock. Now my main focus is to not ever get raped. So I do not drink anymore in public. No way. My booze is in my tent. I only drink alone when I'm locked in. That's it. I will not drink in communities, because if I lose any sort of focus, they come in and rape me, I will lose a lot. And I am too precious for that. I haven't been going to dispensaries either, because now Mohammed Nasrallah has a new rule on me to have Forsyth give me like $20, so that I can go get a job. Like, he's trying to be my daddy, you know what I mean? Which is like the most ridiculous thing ever. And now that I'm like in all these secret CIA files, like I'm all the way in like secrecy of Israel, it is amazing. I could spend my whole day here every day, which I will most definitely do. See, like that is the configuration for the gold, okay? Which that is the number of, but like to come from a place that is the basis of, that's the, the quadrant of infinity. We don't have like we spin around an island or like a sun or something. We don't have any of that. It doesn't exist. That's why you can take reports from your conversation that not actually pretend that it's somebody else's reports. When I actually went to the dispensary, like at some point before I was like very much stronger, and I swallowed like so many of their like gummies at once, and then I panicked because the constitution of the soil is very laissez à désirer. Like, I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how you don't feel, Now that I'm tried and tested, I can assimilate it for face value, for whatever it is. Now, if you're gonna come to infinity or not, I don't know. But I do know that you call that, sexual molestation, stuff like that. When these 30 people like vanished, say like in Malta, they have like these portals for extraterrestrial presence. They'll take children on an excursion with a teacher, and then all the 30 of them vanish. And then they shut the whole site to not allow any more visitors and stuff like that. And they explain that by the underground subterranean like shadow government, which is not the case. It's not the case. It is two different things you're talking about. We do have underground fleets. They are not connected with the underground shadow government, the cabals. Extraterrestrials are not the same as cabals. Cabals pretend they are extraterrestrials, but they are not. They are organ thieves from what you call abductees that came back. Now, no matter how many organs they stole from me, I'm still wonderful. And the reason why I have one ovary is because, they didn't steal that on the ship, and I did not get microchipped in extraterrestrial in Infinity. I only got microchipped here by the underground cabals that are spies and like thief felons that have an agenda that I will forever stand against. I am forever against cabal intelligence. I went to the schooling, and I honestly don't believe that it engenders any sort of affinity towards liberation, freedom, or non-slavery, since the only time I ever was actually free was when I came back here to Sarasota Siesta, and then back here on my mission travels. I paint freely, I write freely, I be freely. Now, because of these like Arabs, they start to hack my apps and stuff like that to like make Facebook only applicable in, Jakarta and Africa under their rulings. Like this video, they'll now transcribe it to send to a certain number of countries according to their cabal laws. It's not me. I am the unified field. They are all about division. When they call it one world order, it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're all like united. No. You're going to be enslaved by a bunch of hybrids who are all plastically, surgically made, that invented a fake surgery out of me, using my vessel to make a brain-heart connection only because they stole a piece of my brain for add-on. Heart is stolen between Amber and Steven. So between them, then they, get people and they hypnotize them in their sleep. When they get bit by a spider, they'll bring Hordoba, that's their master manipulator, Russell Tabrawi, Dina Tabrawi. It will program them, like it'll say at the count of 3, when you stop hearing my voice, you and I am your mother. It tells them that it is their mother. They all believe in it. The cops here, they're like zombies. Like anytime I have pity for them, because I know whenever I see a car of them, I know any time of the day they can come approach me if they've just been bitten by a spider and programmed by Hordaba. It is an honest, it cannot be any funnier, but I'm not gonna laugh in front of them, knowing the fact that they get attacked by like Nailo, Kailo, and these fucking evil people, and they start to talk at them like, you're a fucking nigger ass, fucking motherfucking cop ass, fucking prostitute ass, fucking tranny. And the fucking bitch is saying that is a tranny themselves, and they just take my words out of context and out of content. I would never attack a cop. This is why many, many, many times they come to me thinking I'm going to attack them, or their store owners start to try to trigger me. Like they'll say, no, you can't buy that, to take it from me, so that I start to yell. Like they think that the purpose of this is like for me to be violent in society. No. I only do these channels in the way I do them because I am a very private person, and in front of you, I will never talk like that to you. Plus, anyways, I'm not even really allowed to go anywhere because they have me under trespass pretty much everywhere under somebody else's name, that they all as a community want to believe that I am that person. So for me to not trigger any of their insecurities or egomaniacs, I leave them all be. If they want to pretend to themselves that the 12 fucking trannies that are all, illegal, that these people are Aurora, they have freedom of choice. That's the Constitution, If the island that I'm on, they're free. If they want to tell me, excuse me, I don't want to deal with you, I want to deal with 12 fucking trannies and more. Great. I'm not going to fight with you. I can only tell you, thank you for telling me at the door. I don't want to enter, and then you tell me. If before I even enter, you tell me, excuse me, ma'am, our bartender is going to poison you. Please don't even bother. Great. Thank you. That's all. I don't want to be in your hair. You don't want me there. Don't even approach me. Just like today at Fish, they wanted me there. They came to me. They called out my name. They sat me at the bar. I had like a little bit of that drink, and then I went to buy coffee at the nearby coffee shop because I wanted to check what happened with the French Kiss Cafe. Now it's called something else. I don't even know. It doesn't really even have a name. Or like Uncle Al. I don't know what it's called. Something else. So that was always my favorite like cafe in Coligny. So the chef from before was French. He used to go to France, get like his farine from France. We used to talk about like how he used to do it. Now it's just another management that took over. They make like donuts and stuff like that, you know. I didn't eat anything, but I liked to be there. And then they just didn't even clean their area. It's like, you know, you look past the like little thingy there, it's like all trash, stuff like that. Like, you know, in the woods where I stay, I remove trash from like generations before of like whoever stayed there. And I've been doing that as a service to my community. So every tent that I've ever made on the north end or anywhere, I still now have an active tent on the north end that I have to unravel because it has like very high extraterrestrial activity there. And you know, I have a plan. Like my plans have nothing to do with, you know, okay, you don't want to give me an idea, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I will continue doing my work, and you know, I don't know that I will, but Mid Island there is actually facing the house station, but like a bit lower. There's a very prominent portal there for like the elks and everything. That's where I found my first skull of like you know, elk nature. And I drew, you know, like Lucifer's, you know, star there, but like on a big scale with pine cones and everything. It is a gorgeous spot. I really want to place a tent there to, you know, spend some nights there, like doing my work, which doesn't involve humanoids. And I don't have like an extraterrestrial motherfucker come and fuck me, like, you know, it's presences, like it's light work, you know. They already killed every possible advent of in Russia. So I asked O'Connor in his file, I'm like, listen, you know, you gotta review that, and you can't put me in a fake court by Mohammed Nasrallah, the douchebag. You know, if you want to make a real court, we need a court of assessment for extraterrestrial orders on how you've abused me. It's my whole life. How you've educated my food, lied about me, made fake cop reports about me, killed all my extraterrestrial family, and kept the records hidden to pretend it was someone else, as if you are so certain that, you know, your lies are going to track. But if you were so certain, wouldn't you have killed me already, given the fact that I never tell you okay anyway? But I'm sure that they all know that there's something that I'm not telling them. I am 100% certain that they cannot be that dumb. And nobody in my shoes would keep going within this lifestyle, alone in the woods. And if I ever fall asleep anywhere, I'm going to get raped with a spider and be forced to shoot a cop in my sleep. Nobody would accept that. They would say, okay, first given chance, and be cut in their like sleep. But I hold information that will not allow me to do that. So I don't understand the threshold of understanding of this race. Like, how much more do you need to comprehend that perhaps this person needs like a past life regression? Like maybe I should sit with a dehypnotist, somebody against Hordoba, that will tell me, you know, at the count of 3, you will trust that Hordoba will never rape you again by a spider, nor Mayo, and that the cop will never try to kill you again. And then you can tell me information, you know. But how can I go to these people if Mohammed Nasrallah stole my money to buy a Buick every day and a Ferrari and drive out on a round and fucking go shoot up some civilians to suck their dick and make them Hezbollah? I mean, the levels of discrepancy are over the top disgusting, is all I have to say. Thank you.